This video is to show you how to get the value from a text box. So when you hit calculate, it's going to grab whatever's in the text box and it's going to grab a hold of it. If you can print it out, then your program can do anything with it. So typically you'll see in your readings that they just print out things. That's because if you can print it out, or if your program can print it out, then your program can do anything with that data. I can change it. Alright, so here's how you do that. So last time I showed you how to bind an event to the button, and when we click on the button or hit enter, we want it to go to this method called calculate area. Alright, and then here's my calculate area at the tippy top. Your methods have to be defined above at the tippy top. Here's our tracer that we initially printed out, making sure that when we click on the button or hit enter, that this method is invoked. We don't need it anymore. I create a local variable called weight entered, and here's how you get the text that is entered there. It comes back as a string now. So here's the name of the text box. Text width is the name of my text box. Remember, text boxes are called entries in Python. Text box name text width dot get will get it, and now I print it out. Weight entered is, and then there's that local variable called weight entered. I created this variable in this method. It only lives in this method. This scope only lives here. Alright, so when I run it, and I enter in some text, even characters, it's going to display it. Alrighty, but what if you want to do math with this? Let's say I want to convert it to kilograms. That means I have to divide the weight entered by this much. 2 and 205 thousandths. Watch the error that you get, because this is going to come back to you as a string. Your program is going to receive this as a string. Watch what happens when I enter in some numbers and I get this. I can't do this division with the string and a float. The float is a decimal number. Weight entered is the string. So you got to convert this to an integer or a float. Now, when I print it, it's still going to give me an error because now this is a number. Watch what happens. So this isn't going to be a number, but now when I try to print it, it's not a string. So you got to convert this back to a string before I print it. And let's do it again. Oi! Weight entered. Oh, here we go. Excuse me. This one. There we go. Now let's try it. There you go. Weight entered is 56.0. See, I only entered in 56, but I converted it to a float, which is a decimal number, so I put a decimal 0.0 on it. That's this guy. And then I converted it to kilograms right here. I divided it by 2 and 205 thousandths. And then I printed out the weight in kilograms, but as a string. Alrighty. Now look at all that, all those decimals. Let's show only out to the hundreds. So I'm going to show you how to do this if I have time. It's called an F string. It's called an F string. See if I have time to do this. Stop the GUI. And here we go. Weight in kilograms. Open curly brace. Now the variable colon 0.2f. There we go. I'm going to put an exclamation mark just so you know you can put stuff after that. Blah, 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 blah. Alrighty. Here we go. Let's see what happens.